Boom. Mic drop game. Okay, so stay locked in. Fare is what you pay to ride the bus, my friends. So phones put up because, the reason I say that is because you all, we're going to register for our classes next year. You're going to have 1,000 questions, and a lot of them are going to be answered right now. And you're going to save so much time, okay? So it's very important that we knock this out, and everyone's phones put up it'll help speed this process along, okay? So when you leave today, you're going to get a sheet, and we're going to pick out some classes for you all to go into your junior year. The junior year is awesome because everything starts changing in terms of your opportunities, and there's fun electives that you can get plugged into, okay? I do have some, you can call it good news, you can call it bad news. It's good for some, bad for some. The law is changing in Oklahoma, okay? There are some new requirements that you have to take, and then there's some old requirements that are falling off. So if you were struggling in something, well, maybe that falls off, and one, you might be, we'll talk about it. Here we go. So you still have to have 23 credits to graduate. You still have to have 4 English credits. Look at math. Math, the state has added 1 more year, okay? Now, that being said, how many of you all took Algebra 1 in 8th grade? Beautiful. That does previously, in previous years, that did not count towards your graduation. It now does count towards your graduation for math. So the 4 math, if you took Algebra 1 in 8th grade, it counts. Woohoo! The 7th grade geometry, if you were double honors, that the geometry didn't count, or the 7th grade one doesn't count. 8th grade to 12th grade, you have to have 4 years of math. Okay? Science, 3 credits, 3 units. Social studies is 3 still, and now they've switched and adjusted. It's no longer an additional core, 2 units of computer or foreign language. It's just called 6 career pathway units. They want to get you plugged into what you're interested in. So if you're an art person, I want to be an artist growing up, hey, art's going to count as a career pathway. If you're a singer, choir, anything like that. Now, foreign language still counts. If you're going to want to go to a college, especially out of state, a lot of out-of-state schools, they want 2 years of foreign language. In-state, they take the computer or foreign language, okay? So anything that you've taken, you're like, ooh, this is kind of career-related. The only course right now that is not career-related and we're trying to work on and see what we're going to do, is athletics and strength and conditioning, so in PE. So everything else counts as a career pathway unit. And then you have 3 credits of electives, okay? So that is how it's changing. Take it for what it is. There's some good and there's some, I think it's all good, but. Okay, you're going to get this sheet, and the sheet to the right, it's going to have all the new graduation requirements and what checks each box, okay? Some of you might have forgotten, what did I take last year? I don't remember. It's been a crazy year this year. So what you do is you sign into Power School, and on the left side of the screen, there's a grade history. And if you do that, it'll show you each year. You can click each year, see the grades that you've gotten, and check the box and kind of keep track. All right, what do I have left? What do I need to do? Okay. This is the course selection sheet that you're going to get. It's kind of hard to see right now. However, there's a front and a back, and it'll tell you the required parts on the front side on the left, your English, math, science, social studies, and then all of your language, all of the career pathway stuff will be on the back and on the right, okay? How it's going to work is each class, it'll either say 0.5, which is a 1-semester class. It'll say 1, which is a full year class. Or you might have some that start saying 2, or Tri-County is a 3. Those are 3 units. Those are 3 classes, so 5, 6, and 7. So when you're filling out this, you're going to pick an X on the classes that you want, and it needs to add up to 7. And then you're going to pick some alternates, okay? A class that sometimes some class might not make. We might not have enough places, or it might not work in terms, we might offer band and first hour strength and conditioning at the exact same time. So that wouldn't work. So we need an alternate there, okay? So just have some alternates in mind. And we also have prerequisites. So right now, you all are junior or sophomores going to be juniors. So you can't take or aviation 4 or something like that yet, okay? Those will have a little star next to it. By the way, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Mr. Wolf. I am going to be, where's my A through F people? Last name A through F. Last name A through F. I'm only gonna have like five kids. I'm like, yes. No, I'm pretty busy as it is. If your last name is A through F, I'm gonna be your counselor next year. Miss May, I think, is in the building. She has P through Z. And then Mr. Harp, I didn't see him as, okay, so he's gonna be the G through O students. Concurrent, next year, concurrent is an option for you all, which if you don't know what concurrent is, that is taking a college class with the actual college. RSU, TCC, OSU, and OCWU are our main providers of this. The cost of these classes are going way down, which is awesome. $60, $80 for a class at some of the schools. OSU, when you become a senior, is free. Next year, it's a little bit, it's cheaper than that, but and to put it in perspective, if you're going to go to college, each class runs roughly $1,000 to $2,000 a class. So any class that you can knock out as a junior, senior, and get as many classes as you can, TCC is offering like a associate's degree if you get all the classes, and that's 2 years, or you can do a high school +1, and it's pretty exciting. Okay? The key with concurrent is you're going to want to apply early. You're going to want to apply in March and early in the summer because these classes fill up, okay? So you can start the application process in March. You just get on to whatever site you want to, RSU concurrent, OSU concurrent, and start that journey, and the counselors will help you go through that, okay? Here's some of the required stuff. You have to take English. You'll have English 3 or AP English. Both of these will fulfill your English graduation requirement. Mathematics, there's a bunch of different options at this point. Most of you all have done Algebra 1, geometry to this point, and it kind of starts branching off, okay? If you're one of my advanced students, you'll start taking some AP classes. These are worth college credits. If you're like, man, Mr. Wolf, math isn't my thing, you could start shifting over to a math of finance, or if you want to go to college but math you struggle with, we have an intermediate algebra class that's really awesome for juniors only, so that then you could take Algebra 2 to go to college. Because Algebra 2 they say it's the gateway math class to college. Social Studies, U.S. History, or you can start taking the AP U.S. History for college credit. Science, we have a bunch of options there. AP Biology, Anatomy, Physiology, Environmental Sciences, we have an AP version of that as well. Chemistry, there's 3 different versions. If you're going to go to college, you can take chemistry. You can take active chemistry if you need that third science, but you're not really wanting that to go to college. We also have AP Chemistry, which is a college version. It's like Chem 2. Physics, we have 2 physics. We have an AP Physics 1, 2, and then we have just a physics inquiry. All 3 are awesome. Here's some new courses that we're going to offer. We have never offered these courses before, and they are brand new, exciting courses that we're going to have next year. The first we have, and I'll talk about the English ones specifically in a minute, but we have mythology, film study, AP seminar, I'll talk about that. Aviation 4, you won't be able to take it to your senior, but if you're in Aviation 2 right now, you take Aviation 3 next year, and that'll open up the door for Aviation 4. And I think Aviation 4, you get pilot's license, I think, is what they say at the end of it. Pretty cool. Technical design for theater. So real quick on that, if you've taken Theater 1, you like theater, you're not wanting to be on the stage. You want to do all the stuff in the background, okay? That's an option for you. Learning the mics, how to do this, what else? The lighting and everything that takes to run a production. It's pretty exciting. And we also now, you all will be able to take stagecraft, which is actually building the sets. So there's a couple options there for theater. If you're an ag student, we have work-based learning. It's kind of like an internship. Our construction program has been awesome. If you like construction, we're going to keep that going. Bruins Unite is a new course in our PE section. So we have students that do Special Olympics, and we have students that help the kids do Special Olympics. It's really fun, a lot of fun to do, to get out there and do athletic stuff with special needs students. And then we have a STEM internship that's for seniors. So some of our English courses, I don't see Mr. Vance down here or anything. We have mythology, which is going to study your Greek, Roman, and world mythology, focusing on the origins. A lot of stuff with myths, and it's just the interesting things that happened in the past, some of that European history. We also have a film study. If you love watching movies, you're not going to actually, well, I don't know, Miss Beckley, do they actually watch the movie in that class and then break it down, study it in the film study? Or they're just going to study like different, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. But you're going to explore film, visual literature, and things like that. You're going to study the film. A lot of the movies are based off of books, so that's kind of how that'll break into that class. Pretty awesome. One of our classes is retiring, reading for pleasure. That is gone, and these two are taking over that. If you are an AP student, this is coming in. This is a new class for you. It's called AP Seminar, and we have a new diploma that you can get. It's called the Capstone Diploma. Okay, if you wanted to apply some of these, your Harvards, your Yales, anything with what's called Common App, which no one knows what that is right now. That's okay. If you can score a 3 or higher on these AP Seminar, and next year we'll add AP Research, you'll be able to get this Capstone Diploma that you can check on your diploma. It's pretty fancy and looks really cool. What the actual AP Seminar class is you're going to be studying real-world issues. It's self-driven. It's research-based. It's a research-based English class. So some people that are interested in, if you're interested in science, math, anything like that, you kind of study a real-world problem or issue that's going on, and then you'll do research in that. So that's our new AP English classes. Okay. Last week you had TC. This is the biggest thing for juniors. Okay. Here's half of the programs that are available for Tri-County Tech. Here's the other half that are available for Tri-County Tech. That application process is starting, I think, next week. And then here's the thing, the advice that I would say on Tri-County Tech, I tell this to every person that comes and sees me individually. When the application, if it says they want 2 to 4 sentences in your application, please put 2 to 4 sentences. If you put 1 sentence, they strike you. They don't listen to instructions. If you put a whole book, like 5, 6, 7 sentences and your whole life story, they scratch you from that as well. Okay, so they want people that follow instructions in their application process. That would be my advice for Tri-County Tech. Go to the parent open house night. You get bonus points there as well. And what that will look like is for you being gone 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay, those of you are like, what? I'm in athletics. A lot of students are in athletics. They come to athletics after they get out of tech. Tech gets out kind of midway through 7th hour, but it does count through 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Here's our schedule change policy. If there's an error, if you didn't sign up for a class that you have to have for graduation, if you get into one of the Tri-County Tech programs, so what you're going to do is you'll fill out your schedule based on, I don't know if I'm going to get into tech or not. As soon as you get into tech, we will take out 3 of your electives, okay? Now, if you're a band student, you've been in band all 4 years or 3 years, we'll keep that one, and we'll kind of talk to you about the plan. Most students do their U.S. history, and they'll do their science as a senior. If you're in athletics and you make the team, we add you in. If you get into some of these special programs, like next year you can start doing jazz choir and start specializing, then we add you into those, okay? Some of these classes that now you're moving on up, they need teacher approval, okay? Also dual enrollment and concurrent. So, Mr. Wolf, I want to take concurrent U.S. history, okay? That's cool. You're going to sign up for a U.S. history with us. Check concurrent, and then as soon as you get admitted, you go through all the steps to get into concurrent, we take that out for you, okay? So here's what we got next. There's a lot of stuff, okay? You're going to get a form as you leave here that's going to have all of your options, okay? There's a QR code at the bottom of it. You can scan that QR code, and it'll take you to what's called our course guide, and that course guide has every single course that we offer at Bartlesville High School, okay? Go through these options with your parents, and then you're going to bring that form back to your English teacher. The reason is our English teacher is going to, the English teacher is just going to hold the form because in 2 weeks, our counselors are going to come for one day. They're going to sit outside of your class, and they're going to take that form and plug into the computer exactly what you put in. This is a great time to answer if you have 1 or 2 quick questions, things like that, okay? So they'll answer 1 or 2 questions. They're going to put the 7 classes in that you picked. They might tell you, hey, you can't take this class. You don't have the prereqs. Pick something else real quick, and then we'll go from there, okay? So that's kind of how that works. So don't bombard your English teachers or any of you about questions maybe about science or do I have the prereqs for that. You can come ask your counselor for those questions. As soon as they leave, the next person comes in, and then we'll reach out to counselors. What questions? Do we have any questions? I think I went through that pretty beautiful. Okay, I've got forms for you all to head out. Great job on your phones. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a great rest of your day. Okay, I look forward to being your counselor next year.